Tocmai a coborât de pe scenă. Hello, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me. I'm very happy to be here.
How was your show, actually?
Oh, thank you for calling it a show. No, I really liked it. I really like being at GPeC. It's my second time here, and I really like the crowd. They laughed at my jokes. That is always a very good sign for me. It makes me happy. Yeah.
Everything worth if they are laughing.
Yeah.
Let's sum up your presentation for those who were not able to be there.
Okay. Well, it was called The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly of User Research, and besides it being a reference to the classic Sergio Leone Western, I talked about basically the pitfalls that you can fall into when doing user research. So what are the things that you really need to look out for when you're doing your user research? So to do it right, because bad user research can lead to bad decisions, and that's bad for business.
How do I do good user research?
You should have come to my talk, man. No, I'm kidding.
Sorry, I was
don't worry.
I was waiting for you.
Yeah, that's true. There are a lot of things to take into consideration when you're doing user research, and to get it right. I'll give a few pointers. Basically, the one thing is to try and make it a regular thing. Try to see it as something that needs to be structural. So don't just do research whenever you have a question, because you know what your business is like.
As a marketer, should I do it on daily basis, monthly?
Actually, I think you should sort of have a research roadmap planned out.
Okay.
That encompasses all your big business questions. Like if you're in e-commerce, surely, getting a customer to make that first buy is very important. So how can you make a first purchase as easy as possible? Retention is important. How do you get clients to come back? I'm sure you have seasonal things like maybe Mother's Day is important for your business, or Black Friday or Valentine's Day. And actually you should do research around those big issues all the time, basically.
Retention means lifetime value, actually.
Yes.
Seems a very precious term. Very expensive action, but is it on the long run?
Well, I think it's sort of, how shall I put this? Not every customer is going to come back.
Yeah, that's a true spoiler.
That's just fact. So it's actually very important to get to know what are the characteristics of customers that do come back. And is there a way for you to recognize that early on? So you put time and effort into, retargeting the people and being extra to the people that you know are going to be very valuable customers to you. Or, for example, if you have a product, if you're something like Nespresso, repeat orders or a coffee subscription can be very interesting for you. But finding out what exactly that needs to look like, that's why you need to do research.
Everyone is running for this business model, subscription. Is a healthy thing?
I'm going to say no, because not every product lends itself to a subscription. I think repeat order is a sort of light version of a subscription. It takes less commitment from your user. And again, it makes sense if you're doing something like razors. If you sell teddy bears, I don't know how many teddy bears you go through a month, but a teddy bear subscription, that's for real fans, So it's just not for every business.
How much can a customer pay for subscription? It's another question.
Well, again, look at your research. How often do people need to renew your product? How long does one, let's say, deodorant? How long does one supply of deodorant last? So how much can you sell to a family of 2 people? How much to a family of 4 people? Have a think about that. Ask people about, are they heavy, and what kind should you sell them? Are those people who go to the gym every day who may need to use it more often, except for somebody who's at the office puts it on once a day?
That's bad business for gyms. People who are going every day at the gym, they are bad business. People who are not going but they are subscribing,
Yeah.
that's a good business
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah.
Second time in Romania.
Yes.
How do you see the e-commerce market?
Oh well, since my Romanian is limited to Bona and mulțumesc, I have a hard time gauging the Romanian e-commerce
Have
market.
you ever heard something about the trends here?
I do listen to the talks, and I have heard about some of the trends. I remember being surprised about your payment upon delivery.
Okay, that'd be great.
Yeah, that is something that in Belgium, for example, is very rare. And I heard that here it is a service that you must offer if you're in e-commerce.
It's by default.
Yes.
How trends are outside Romania?
See, I'm not huge on trends.
Me neither.
Okay, great. The thing
Do
is,
you think it's gonna become a trend?
well, I don't have a crystal ball. So
Research.
see, research doesn't predict trends. You research into behavior, and then you see what works, what doesn't work. I am personally forever hoping that doing more user research becomes a trend. But hey, fingers crossed.
I like your answers because it's funny because it's true, actually. What are those questions they are mostly asked when you interact with a customer?
I think really interesting question to ask. They differ from the type of page that you're on. Like, for example, choosing a product is very important in e-commerce. So making sure that you are doing everything you can to help your prospect choose a product is very important. So on the overview page of products, asking a question like, how easy was it for you to choose your product? How could we help you to make it easier? Finding out about people's decision criteria on that page, very important. On the product page, you want to make sure that there's enough information for your customer there to really know, okay, I know what I'm getting. Is there any information missing here? What more do you need to tell them on that page to add the product to their cart? Is it information about the product? Is it information about you? Again, questions to ask, what's holding you back from adding this product to your cart? Once they're in the cart, stuff still can go wrong. Cart abandonment everywhere. There, the question to ask is, what's holding you back from completing your purchase? The thing that's holding somebody back from completing their purchase can be something completely else from something that's holding them back from adding a product to their cart. And on the thank you page, I think that's a really, really interesting place to ask questions. You can also basically randomize those and change those every couple of months. Ask people, how hard or how easy was it for you to complete your purchase today? And then when they say, they give you 6 out of 10 maybe, they're like, okay, what was the hardest thing? Maybe they say, well, I'm a company and it was very hard for me to fill out my VAT number. I couldn't find it anywhere. So I wasn't sure I was going to get the invoice. I don't know what they're going to say. But this place is a really interesting place to ask right after the purchase, so it's still fresh in people's minds.
I often say that placing orders should be seamless, that I can do one while waiting for the green light.
Yeah, and good luck with that on a lot of e-commerce websites.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, it's
because every friction that comes up makes me to forget.
Oh,
Actually,
absolutely.
I'm gonna forget to complete the task.
Yeah, I completely understand. See, I have a mom who often basically she sends me a text and she goes, "I want to buy this dress, but it's the web shop doesn't want to do it for me." And you might think, because my mom is like 76, you might think it's my mom's problem. But then I go to the website and I try to buy that dress for her, and I also struggle. I mean, I manage, but I struggle because it's not my mom's fault. It is actually the website's fault. It is unclear how to choose my delivery method. It is unclear how to get to the next step. You can't tell how much I'm going to pay at any point in the thing. So, yeah, I had hoped that we would have, gotten a little bit further by now, but on a lot of websites, and a lot of websites of big brands actually, shopping is not easy. You have to really, really want it.
More of us have smart speakers at home. We are talking about voice engine optimization.
Yeah.
Do you think it's viable to live in a scenario where the AI is going to place the order for your mom?
Personally, I'm not a look.
It's wishful thinking.
Yeah. Well, we've spoken about oh man, I can't tell you how often I've heard the future of search is voice, and I think I was told this for the first time in maybe 2015. I'm still waiting, to be honest. I think voice has a place for sure. Voice has a place in search. Voice also has a place in ordering products, but not if it's something new. If it's a reorder, if you know what you want, if it's like, oh, Alexa, we're out of cat food, order, the cat food. But not like, I want to buy a new dress for the party tonight. I don't see anybody leaving that up to AI anytime soon.
Okay. That's a good thought. We are kind of out of time.
Oh, no.
I would like to stay and talk with you more. But I think you might want to eat something.
That's a good idea. Actually,
know.
I'm starving, so thank you very much for having me. I will leave you as well to enjoy lunch too.
Thank you very much. Thank you for being here.